Hello and welcome back to this session. In this session, we'll be looking at the basics of Python programming, and in the previous video I showed you how you can be able to download, install Python and also VS Code. In this video, I'll leave the link in the description down below so that if you don't know how to do that, you can be able to visit that. So I have opened my VS Code and I have created a file and named that file Python basic.python. So let's get started. The first thing is that you just write a normal Python program, that is the just print into brackets quotation hello world full stop. If you run this program, you realize that the program just runs well, and down here you have an output which says hello world. Let's take, for example, write another program that says print to bracket I am an engineer. I am an engineer, and print that statement. You realize also that statement is printed down here. So basically this is how you can be able to write your first program in Python, and you can write as many lines of program this way as you can, but in real life situations this is not how we write Python programs, because there is a lot that do happen behind the scenes. So another thing is that you can be able to check if there is an error. Let's say, for example, you typed this program and you made an error that maybe you did not close this quotation mark, and you run this program. You realize that down here you get a syntax error where it says that this bracket was never closed. So you just come back and close that bracket so that you can be able to run your program perfectly. Another thing is, for example, if you type the word print wrongly, for example, you write print in that manner instead of writing the right print statement, then you write a wrong statement, then it will say name error, name whatever you named the print is not defined. Did you mean print? So you come back and change this one. When you change that one and you run the program again, you realize that the program runs perfectly again. Another thing is that, for example, if I have these two lines, there is no need of writing print hello world and again print I am a software engineer. We can be able to print this whole statement in one line in this way. So if I copy that and paste it there and run this program and run that program, you realize that we have the statement in one line. But what if, for example, we want this hello world to be at the top and also I am an engineer below that one? So let's comment this one out, or let's just delete this one. So if I run this one, you realize that it print one statement, but maybe you wanted the first line to be at the top and the next line to be at the bottom. So you can just come here and put \n and run again. When you run that program, you realize that both sentences are printed in different lines. So you can have as many as you wish. You can say again \n I love Python. So if you run this also, you realize that it is printed in another line. And to avoid this, just remove the space. To avoid this indentation, remove the space after n. So you realize that basically you can be able to, instead of having several lines printing print n, you can be able just to use that statement to print as many lines as you can. Another thing is, for example, if you wish to print, you can write program print. Instead of using double quotation, you can just use single quotation. But there is a problem, and I'll be showing you this problem in a minute. For example, I type I am a software engineer. So and close that. So in this case, this program is right. For example, if you write this way, it will not be able to execute because of this colon. That's why it is preferred mostly use double double quotes instead of single quotes. But also you can run this one by putting backslash there, and it will run perfectly. So if you check that, you realize that the program runs perfectly. Another thing is, for example, if you have let's say let's write another program, print into bracket, and forget to put bracket at all. You write hello world. You will also get an error, and this it says syntax error, invalid syntax. Perhaps you forgot a comma. So just make sure you remember that each and everything that you type here should be correct for it to be able to be compiled successfully. Another thing is, for example, if you are printing a statement and that statement contains, let's say, for example, print into brackets, comma, I am 20 years old. So this means that in this plain text, you can be able also to print numbers inside. You can also be able to print text inside, and anything that you wish to print inside here. So basically, that's all I can say about the basics of programming. This is how you should be able to know how to write your code in case you forgot maybe a comma, a colon, or you typed print wrongly. You can be able to troubleshoot that by just looking at the error which is provided below. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next session.